Good morning, Eileen Johnson, Middle School. I want to talk to you today about something that happened to me this weekend and the amazing amount of kindness that was shown to me, something that I probably did not deserve. This weekend, I was on a plane heading to a conference, and as I got to my seat, I sat down next to a gentleman who was next to the window. I was in the middle seat, and Mr. Kinsey was off to my right hand side. As we're sitting down, um, and we're all kind of trying to get adjusted and stuff like that. And Mr. Kinsey is working on his seatbelt, and I'm holding my coffee, and I see Mr. Kinsey's having a problem with the seatbelt. So I said, "Hey, let me hold your cup of coffee." So I've got his cup of coffee. I'm going to use props today. And so his seatbelt is stuck, and we're trying to get it out. And so I grab onto the seatbelt, and I yank as hard as I can, and the seatbelt comes free. But as I yank, my hand comes up and takes this cup of coffee and launches it through the air over to my new friend sitting next to me. Yeah, twice the size of this and an almost full cup of coffee launching through the air. Mr. Kinsey and I are like, oh no. Yeah, not good. And it lands all over this guy front. He had a nice, fortunately, maybe a water repellent coat, but his pants, all the inside of his pants, he is drenched. And he's like, Mr. Kinsey and I are looking at each other. Did that just happen? Oh, yeah, it just happened. And instead of like freaking out, he just kind of sits there for a minute. Mr. Kinsey very kindly says, "Hey, take my sweatshirt, my coat, dry yourself off." He's like, "No, no, no, no. We'll get some towels. We'll take care of it." And so I reach up, hit the button, call for the attendant. And the flight attendant comes by. I said, "Hey, can we get some towels? I just spilt my coffee all over this guy." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll come back." So she comes back with this pack. I think, okay, here's a nice bunch of towels. No, it's napkins, about this big, little napkins. And so I kind of hand the guy the napkins because I couldn't dry his pants off for him. Would have been a little weird. And so he just starts taking these little napkins and just drying himself off. And I'm just apologizing like crazy. And he just, "No, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, I've got the right color pants on for this," because they're a darker brown. And he's drying them off, doing a nice job. And so he kind of gets himself as dried as he possibly could. And then he starts cleaning the plane of my coffee that I dumped. It was amazing. And so the rest of the flight down to Denver, he was fantastic. We talked about his job, what he did. He asked about what I did. We just had a great conversation. And about halfway down, his pants are dry. I was like, "Hey, you can't even tell." I'm like, "Oh," again, I just apologize again and again. But so here I'm thinking, this guy, he had every right to be mad at me, to be upset at me, to just show me that he was mad. He did not once. Throughout the whole thing, he's joking with me, and he's making me feel good about it. The flight attendant came back later to ask if we wanted anything to drink, and he very funny said, "No coffee." I'm like, "I'll just have water, please." And just we had a good laugh about that. And the rest of the trip, he was fantastic. He was good about it, just so kind and so gracious. And it made me think, are there times when I overreact to stuff when an accident happens? Is there something that I could have handled differently in that whole situation? There were a few times that I felt like, yeah, I probably could have done something a little bit different in this situation as I was playing some things back in my mind. So what are things that have happened in your life that were accidents that happened to you that maybe you overreacted? Think about that. Think about some things that you could have handled differently, and maybe going forward, what are some things that you can do differently if an accident happens to you and things aren't intentional? Are there ways that you can say, "Hey, no big deal, it's okay"? So it was an amazing amount of kindness that my new friend John showed to me, and I was very appreciative of that, but also a lesson that I learned on kindness. Thanks a lot and have a great day.